Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It's another Speed Duel Sunday, and I thought we'd kick it off with a very fun, very kind of semi-topical attributable beatdown deck. Since Friday, we did do our water variant to energizing elements. I thought it would be appropriate if we were able to do a deck based on the dark attribute, since we don't exactly get to use dark or light when using that skill card. So for today's deck, we are going to be using the Joey skill card. I'm just going to attack. Two reasons, two okay effects. I like the second more than I like the first, but I don't want them to take the first off the card. First effect during the main phase, make one monster you control gain 100 attack until the end of the turn. Again, not super game breaking. And secondly, during your battle phase, when your opponent activates a trap card, you may negate the effect and reset that card. Each skill can be used once per turn. So very like battle traps. We can stop our opponent from using things like negate attack and ending our battle phase, which effectively in Speed Duel ends your turn. We can also stop things like widespread ruin or insert other trap card here. I don't know. I used to use Windstorm of Itaqua and Zero Gravity a bunch, and things like that may still be reasonable to play from time to time. So that said, keep that skill in mind, and let's get into our deck. Now again, it's going to be all dark attribute. One other bonus, they're all normal monsters, so we really get to speed up a little bit today, but just talking over types and stats. So again, we got a 4-star Warrior Dark, 1,800 points. Again, this guy is going to be awesome. He's kind of at the low end of the high end for how our attacks need to fall. And honestly, if La Jin was in the game, or maybe he is, and I just didn't dig him out. I don't know. I didn't look for La Jin because I knew Dark Blade was a thing. And I wanted to play a guy that looks a lot like the Shredder from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So aesthetically, he fit that bill while being really cool. Now, another thing is, if you look at all of the cards that I'm going to show you guys today, everything came out of structure decks or the box sets. So the skill was Battle City. This guy was Battle City. Next card was GX. So let's talk about it. We're going to get a little more powerful. We're going to go up to 1850 with the Dark Machine. And again, the Mechanical Chaser, GX box. You guys may have remembered this from me using Spell Power, or no, Spell Proof Armor. My bad. Thinking about something else. And just a really cool looking card again, but fits the theme, does the power scaling. It's great. Last up, going to be Battle City box, and that's going to be Kaiba's favorite little normal monster, the Vorse Raider. And again, 1,900 points. So when we're dealing with the skill card, we're going to go to 1950, and 2K. This will allow us to get over, for the most part, some of these smaller cards like Charging Gaia that's been normal summoned to no tributes, Breaker that hasn't used his token, or if you're playing somebody who's playing super spell heavy and they refuse to give up the power for an effect like Breaker, Chiron the Mage. Because again, Chiron can fire off like every turn as long as you still have a spell card. So maybe you guys ought to consider playing him. Next, we're going to get the spells, and then we'll finish up with the traps. Spells, real quick, 3 copies of Lure of Darkness. Lure of Darkness was released in the structure decks with the... it was Merrick versus Bakura. I don't remember the name of the structure deck, but this is where you're going to get your Allures of Darkness. Again, draw 2 cards, banish a dark monster afterward, or if you do, if you are unable to do so, send your entire hand from to the discard pile. So again, we've got 9 monsters. We've got 13 other cards for a 22 card deck. 3 Allures helps offset it, so we can run the extra 2 cards. Meanwhile, all 9 of our monsters are going to be eligible targets. So again, really good stuff. Next up, 3 copies Book of Moon. So again, this debuts Battle City box. It's a good card, great card. It's quick play, so we can set it. We can end our turn, let our opponent resolve it on their turn. It allows us to shut down certain things. And like, I don't always mean to talk about Dragon Caller, but like Dragon Caller-esque type decks where you're like, I'm going to play this, and because I have this, I can do all this other stuff. You can put the monster face down, fail to resolve, it's fine. It also allows us to protect our monsters against cards that are stronger, as defense points do tend to be less than the attack values, and also helps us wiggle out of our opponent's specialty decks, things like Restrict and Relinquished that might be running around. Again, you don't want to take a hit from like Flame Wingman in this deck, as he could really mess you up a little bit, and it really could help you like disarm Cyberblader. However, once Cyberblader flips up, you better hope that you have 2 monsters on your side of the field. This way it can be destroyed by battle, or else it's still going to tank you. Next up, and again, because we're using all normals, this is really fun. We're using the Heat Wave spell card at the start of main phase 1, and it has to be the first action, much like the Pot of Extravagance in the advanced game. Neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until my next draw phase. So again, I get to play this. I get to play any one of my guys. Doesn't even matter because they're all normal. And again, there's a lot of games where this is just going to stall your opponent. Your opponent basically, it's going to be like, they're going to set that one trap card, that one widespread, or that negate attack, or that what have you. And they're going to wait for your battle phase. And then when I'm just going to attack resolves, it's going to skip that trap. And you're going to get a free attack or 2 off of playing Heat Wave once. And it's fantastic. Additionally, Heat Wave can and will allow them to still set the monsters that are effects. So be aware of that. And that is going to be a mixture of between that and Book of Moon, why we're running this. 2 copies, Nobleman of Crossout. Target a face down monster on the field. Destroy target, banish it. Then if it was a flip effect, all players reveal their decks and banish all copies that share a name. So again, I don't expect to run into too many things like this. You know, maybe Magician of Faith, as that's one of the better flip effect monsters right now. But again, flip effects aren't as common. This is really my way of dealing with a huge monster that I've hit with either the Book of Moon or my opponent has done Heat Wave, and I'm really interested in going through their monster and getting for game. And then we run 2 trap cards in this deck. We're going to run 2 copies of the Justy Break. So again, I think I messed up. Battle City for Book of Moon. Heat Wave was the Apex Predators or Ultimate Predators structure deck. Rex Raptor versus Weevil. Crossout was Battle City. And Justy Breaks are GX box. Justy Break, when the opponent's monster declares an attack on your normal monster, destroy all monsters on the field except attack position. So again, attack position normal monsters. So again, if they did summon an effect monster and they went to run over, you know, they go ahead, they're like breaker, summon, swing on blade. I can go Justy Break, no more breaker. That's fine. Again, this helps with like the extra deck and stuff. If a monster just happens to be a normal monster in defense mode, it's still not safe. The monster has to be in attack mode. And honestly, just a good card, great card. It rounds this out to a 22 card main deck. And like I said, structure deck, and then boxes. If you guys give us a moment, I'm going to go ahead and clear the field. So screenshot, pause the video, make some notes, whatever you guys want. And I'll be back with the extra and side decks in just a moment. So real quick, let's talk about my extra deck. My extra deck is, again, you know, dreadfully generic. So you guys probably know this one by now. It's Blue Eyes Ultimate for the largest card in the game. Cyberblader, because it is one of the coolest brand new cards to the game for the extra deck. And real quick, this is going to be one of the hardest cards for you to purchase. I think it's going to be about $8 or so. Just because it is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And it was out of a set. The Cyberblader was your GX box. We're using a Cyber and Dragon from the GX box. Because again, it's big, plus piercing. I'm running 2 Ojama Kings because I don't know. I just feel like if I was going to run King and Knight, it's easier to run 2 Kings. Because again, King would collapse up to all 3 of our opponent's monster zones. So as long as we're trying to collapse them, we might as well go for the most amount. And again, it's possible to make your opponent not be able to summon at all. It is what it is. He's from GX box. And then the Thousand Eyes Restrict is from the Yugi versus Pegasus structure deck. And again, I use this a lot with the Thousand Eyes spell. Great skill card. Really wish they had like an ultra secret rare for him. They may in the promos. I just don't own it. Haven't bothered to look it up. Just a really good, paralyzes everything on the field, and can start vacuum cleaning monsters up off the field. So again, just really cool card, just in general. And then the sideboard is, again, everything you would expect it to be. 2 Cosmic Cyclones, in case we need to get more aggressive on our opponent's back row. 2 Lost Winds, should they be super aggressive with their extra deck. And then 2 copies of Waking the Dragon. This way our extra deck is viable. And now I was asked about test hands at the ends of these. And I still think that, and after trying to do some of these test hands, these decks are so small. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. But I think I'm going to skip it because, again, a lot of Speed Duel right now isn't these big 20-card combos that allow you to go into a game state immediately. A lot of it is still skill-based play matching. So I'm going to stick away from it again for just now. Maybe if the decks get a little more complicated, we will start doing that. But for now, we are going to skip doing test hands here. I do feel like that's more or less a thing for the advanced list and other, larger deck game formats, and just doesn't. It's just not as conducive in Speed Duel. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did and you'd like to support the channel, keep doing all the things like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, or you don't have to. Just keep coming back if you like. Nothing wrong with that. And if you guys are interested in seeing which card we're going to choose as our Speed Duel Spotlight, just did tech analysis yesterday, so it's still on the brain. Go ahead, stop back in another couple of hours, and we'll be happy to see you again. Until then, or maybe next time entirely, you guys have a great day and try to enjoy the rest of your weekend, my friends. Later.